topic, that is block diagram of computer system. As we already seen the four important components of computer system, that is input, process, storage and output. So on the basis of these four components, we are having the block diagram of computer system. Here we can see these four major components, that is input device, output device, storage device and processing device, that is CPU, central processing unit. So as we already seen input device, so input unit or input device is used to input data and instructions in the computer system. So user will give the data and instructions through the input device to the computer system. So what is the function of input device? Now whatever data and instructions are provided by users, they will be in the form of numbers and letters. Okay, but computer only understands machine language. Computer never understands the human readable language, that is computer don't know what is 5, computer don't know what is 9, computer don't know what is L, computer don't know what is A. So computer is only understanding one language, that is binary language or machine language, which is in the form of 0 and 1 only. Okay, so it's a function of input device to transfer this human readable input to the machine readable input. So it will transfer this numbers and letters in the binary form, and then it will enter this data into the computer system. So this is input device. Now next is storage unit. Now before processing of the data, this data is getting saved in the computer system storage device. Now storage device are having two types. One is primary storage device and another is secondary storage device. Now primary storage device is computer's own memory. So primary storage device is used by CPU itself for storing the information, for storing the data and instructions before the execution. So computer system will store this in data and instruction in primary storage device. So this is the short memory, or this is the small size memory which is used by processor for storing the immediate results and the data and instructions before execution itself. Now what is intermediate results? Intermediate results means, for example, suppose we have to add the three numbers, that is 2 plus 3 plus 4. So computer will not do this addition with the three numbers in a one pattern. Computer will first do the addition of 2 plus 3, that is 5, and this 5 will getting added with the 4. So this 5 will be intermediate results. So where to store these intermediate results? That will be stored in computer's primary storage. So primary storage is very small size memory compared to secondary storage, because it is used for storing the data and instructions which is under execution. Okay, once the execution will be completed, this data and instruction will get removed from the primary storage automatically. So the simple example of primary storage is random access memory, that is RAM. Okay, so this is easily accessible by computer system. That's why we can see in the diagram it is shown near to the CPU, that is central processing unit, because it is accessible by CPU only. Normal user cannot have access to the primary storage. It is computer's own memory which is only used by central processing unit for storing the data and instructions which are under execution. Okay, now we are having the second type of memory, that is the storage, that is secondary storage. Now secondary storage is a user's storage device. Now the secondary storage device is used to store the data, or we can see the used to store the results which are produced after the processing of the data. Okay, so this secondary memory is used by users to store the programs and data. Okay, so this memory, the programs or the data which is stored in secondary storage can be transformed from one device to another device, and this secondary storage is having the huge size compared to primary storage. Okay, so we can have the examples of secondary storage like hard disk, CD, pen drive. So these all are the secondary storage devices which are used by users for storing their data. Okay, so these are the two types of memory we are having, the secondary storage and primary storage. We will see this both storage devices in detail after this class. So these are the two storage devices. Now we are having the next part, that is central processing unit. So central processing unit is the brain of computer system, because all the signals, all the timings are controlled by the control unit here, which is present in the central processing unit. So central processing unit is having the two subparts, that is control unit and arithmetic logic unit. Now control unit, as the name itself suggests, control unit is controlling the activities of other component devices. For example, it will give commands to the input device, storage device and output device. Okay, in simple language we can say one kind of permission. Okay, so control unit will pass the control and timing signals to the other devices. Okay, so whatever for example, whatever data is entered by the user through input device, until and unless control signal the control unit will pass the control signal to the input device, it will not take the data and it will not enter the data in the storage device. So each and every activity is controlled by the control unit, so it will pass these acknowledgement signals to the other devices. Now next is the arithmetic and logic unit. Now arithmetic and logic unit is the mainly processor of the computer system, in which the all arithmetic and logical operations will be performed. Okay, so these are the two parts of central processing unit. And now we are having the next component, that is output unit, output device. So output device is used to output or the present the information in the required format to the intended user. If the user wants information in the hard copy form, then printer will be used as an output device. If user want to see something, then the monitor will be used as output device. If user want to listen to something, then speaker will be used as output device. So there are different varieties of output device. So these are the four major components of computer system. Okay, so here we can see two kinds of lines are here in the block diagram. One is solid line and one is dotted line. So solid line are nothing but the passing of data and instruction from one device to another device. For example, from input device we are having one line on which the instructions and data will be stored in primary storage of the computer system. Now whatever data and instructions are stored in primary storage, that will be passed on to the arithmetic and logic unit, and whatever results are produced in arithmetic and logic unit, that will be passed on to again the secondary storage, and again from secondary storage that results will be displayed, will be provided to the intended user through output device. So this data and instructions transfer are happening on this data flow lines, and we are having some dotted lines here. So these dotted lines are nothing but the control signals passed by the control unit to the different devices. Okay, so this control unit will control the activities of input device, storage device and output device. When control unit will pass the control signal to input device, then only input will be entered to the memory unit. When control signal will pass signal to the storage unit, then only data will be entered to the arithmetic and logic unit. When control unit will pass the control signal to output device, then only output will transfer from memory device to output device. So these control unit are controlling the activities of other devices. Okay, so this is the explanation for block diagram of computer system.